Hi, I'm Aaliyah Andrews. Welcome to the last day of week 2. The power of great defense is unlimited.
What a grab in left field! Diving Sispates, third base, got her! Rhodes over, she lays out and makes the catch. McClinty at the wall! Diving and making the grab, it's Bubba Nichols again! Piper, foul territory, lays out. Field and Rhodes coming on again!
Oh yeah, play it out, baby.
Oh my goodness! We have had exceptional play defensively. It's been a lot of bats today in game 1, but there is still a lot to play for. There's still those captain spots for week 3 up for grabs. It's game 2 of our doubleheader to cap off week number 2. Team Jaquish and Team Eberle going head to head. Both of them one win entering today. We look at the leaderboard. The pressure's on. Deja Mulipola and her team have put that pressure on. Carrie Eberle is in the 4th spot. Savannah Jaquish and Bubba Nichols not too far behind her in 6 and 7. They're going to be gunning for those top 4 spots as well. They'll be trying to use our innovative scoring system and top some of these other world-class athletes to be one of those 4-point leaders so that they can be sitting in the big chairs tomorrow for our week 3 draft. Alongside the 2-time Olympian Danielle Laurie, I'm Chucky Kemp. The pressure's on. It's time for these team captains, Savannah Jaquish, Carrie Eberle. What can they do? Will we see them in those captain's chairs next week?
Well, and you want to have a good performance, especially going into week 3. You want to feel good on Sunday, and you want to see how far you can go up the leaderboard so you can kind of be in that top spot. And Carrie Eberle was number 1 this last week. We'll see if she can try to get it again.
She certainly has had defense, as most of these pitchers have had. And how about Bubba Nichols?
Well, defense, I can't say that I've seen this many great plays in 48 hours. Bubba Nichols laid it all out on the line. I'm just all about the defense. I love the fact that she was able to step up. Outfielders live for these types of moments. They love it. And I'm here for it. Shannon Rhodes as well was able to step up in some pretty big moments. And I think this is kind of what you live for, being able to make these big grabs, to fully have your pitchers back. It fires not only you up, but your pitcher up, and it gets you going. And Shannon Rhodes had a couple web gems herself to just totally have her teams back. And at the end of the day, you're gaining points in 3 different ways. 75% of them are based on those win points, individual stat points for 20%, and then that MVP voting. The athletes vote after the game, and we'll see who it'll be after tonight's game.
Let's check in with the 3rd member of our team, Key Michael. No more rain, Key.
Guys, I don't know how we've done it. I don't want to jinx it, but we're staying dry. I am so excited about the Power in My Voice campaign today. I know that all the players out there use different ways to use the power in their voice, but today my way is to chat to the friends and family of them. And also, mission, get a glove like Nola's hot pink. How cool is that?
Love
So
it.
if you're at home and you want to use power in your voice, use #KeyCam and let me know what's up.
Key Michael's trying to stay dry down there, and I think we are somewhat in the clear. Don't want to jinx it, but Carrie Eberle's hoping so, and she's hoping that line score is in the clear too from any runs going up. She has been really good. A little rough yesterday in relief, but when she has started, she's been spectacular.
Well, and she is calling her own name, knows the importance of when you start a game and you throw well, you can gain some points pretty quickly. Has that very heavy drop ball, works both sides of the plate, mixes off speeds, and she gave herself the nod today.
Can she get it done? How about this? Amanda Lorenz, for the first time in this series, she's been inactive the first 2 days. She is back, and she goes straight into the leadoff spot for her team. Janae Jefferson will drop down to the 9-hole. Bubba Nichols, 10 RBI, leads the league. That's a dangerous order, too. Jaquish there at 3, Nichols at 4, but it's Amanda Lorenz, the superstar from Florida, who will lead it off. She's got to be hungry right now, stepping into the box for the first time in week 2.
When you feel when Amanda Lorenz is not here, because she is just that much of an impact, not only in the batter's box and on the field, but as a teammate. I mean, she's just a blast to be around. She always has a big smile on her face, and she's an absolute gamer. So when she is not there, she's missed.
She's got a 1-1 count against Carrie Eberle. Off speed misses too far outside. 2-1. We saw plenty of runs in game one today with Team Mulipola beating Team Harshman 13-8, and you saw that leaderboard. 7 of the top 10 belong to Deja Mulipola's team. Not only will that team probably get picked apart because of how well all those players are playing, it will naturally be picked apart unless we have some serious movement in this game, because there's going to be some captains coming off Deja Mulipola's team. Outside and a leadoff walk for Amanda Lorenz. 8 points for her and a base runner. This is the defense. Didn't have to work there on Lorenz. Zirkle, Hayward, Rhodes in the outfield. Piper and Ortez on the left side. Sierra Romero and Allison Febre on the right. And Sachel Palacios behind the dish for Carrie Eberle. There's Rhodes out in right field. We showed you her tremendous plays. She's got the bat as well. So good to see her back on the field, and Hannah Flippen wastes 0 time. Back-to-back base runners, a walk and a single here for Team Jaquish. They are battling for the second most successful team of the week. These two, they are 1-1 coming into this game. Both beat Team Harshman, both lost to Team Mulipola. Savannah Jaquish gets her first try in a good situation for her right here. A chance to start the climb up the leaderboard from her spot and deliver for her team. Watches that one too low, 1-1. There's the Geico leaderboard. Eberle in 4th, Jaquish 74 points behind her in 6th place, with Bubba Nichols right on her heels. And Flippen also moved up into the top 10 with her single. Things are really close right now. I mean, for the end of week 2, as much action as we've seen, it is really tight up there. I think you really start to get, and you've been doing this longer than I have, Danielle, you're more familiar with how things work, but I would say week 3 is kind of a point where you can start to really figure it out. Who are the 10 to 15 players who have a legitimate chance at this?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. You really start to see who has been consistent week to week. You look at the kind of differences and where they're at on the leaderboard, and makes it a little bit tougher when you're at the bottom of that Geico leaderboard going into week 3, because it's tough to get back up. You see Sachel Palacios coming out to have a quick conversation, and based on kind of my view of what I've seen, it looks as though Carrie Eberle has been squeezed quite a bit from the umpire behind the plate, and she's trying to kind of figure out where she can get that drop ball located for a strike, and that is the most important thing for a drop ball pitcher. You want to be able to utilize that at a bunch of different levels, but first and foremost, what are we going to be able to get for a strike?
Bubba Nichols watches that pitch up and away for ball 1. From Merced, California, went to UCLA. Teammate of Rachel Garcia, roommate of Rachel Garcia here in Rosemont. Rachel was inactive today for Team Harshman. That's in the dirt, or in the turf, I should say. And the first run comes across in the form of Amanda Lorenz, and the pressure is on. 2 more runners still in scoring position with nobody out. It's a wild pitch.
When you have to remember how pitchers lose points is by earned runs, and Amanda Lorenz walking and scoring here is a -10 for Carrie Eberle.
Good spot there on the outside corner. That's her 4th strike so far to the 4th batter in this game. She's been trying to dial in that zone. You said it, a little bit of a squeeze so far. She's trying to go down in the zone. You talk a lot about how good she is at that, and that's really where she's not been able to get the call so far. Nichols fouled that off her leg. It's 3-2. Watching Carrie Eberle throw that drop ball, you talked about it yesterday, is a great point of just how much she gets over the top of that and how the body positioning
Look at you breaking down a heavy drop ball pitcher.
I learned from the best. I'm just trying to listen up here, take something in.
Yeah, this has been an interesting inning to start. We already have 3 walks and 17 pitches thrown, and this is where you start to think, okay, she is a captain. So what's running through your head as a captain when you're starting the game, and just trying to kind of figure out what next steps are. Are you just riding this out? Obviously, it's only a 1-0 ball game. She's not throwing in the towel just yet, but those are things at times that you think about.
This one gets away. Flippin comes in, and it quietly, 2 runs have come across.
And that's a hard pitch for Seychelle Palacios. It kind of bounced. It looked like right in front of the plate. And at times with the turf, you're going to get that heavy bounce up. So trying to figure out where to go, how to get your body in front.
Eberle does get the call there. It's a good spot. 1-1 count after another wild pitch. Team Jaquish in a great spot to pick up 10-inning win points here. Carrie Eberle trying to limit the damage. Still nobody out here for Gwen Svekis. Off speed too high.
But is it too high?
There you go. Yeah.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
I think that's been a pitch that we've seen called, and we've shown replays about it. She has to be able to get a little bit of up and a little bit of down. It can't. And that's a great spot. And I can understand her frustration, because pitcher should be able to expand the zone just a little bit. And it's a great job by Palacios behind the plate.
3-1 to Svekis, fouls it away. Full count. Game 1 MVPs from today, game 11 overall. Erica Piancastelli, the grand slam. Taylor Edwards does end up in there, and she had a really good game. She hit a 2-run shot. And Deja Mulipola picks up 20 points to pad her lead at the top of the scoreboard, or the leaderboard, and Gwen Svekis walks. That is the 4th walk in 5 batters. There is still nobody out, and the bases are loaded again. What's going through your mind if you're Carrie Eberle? Because you feel like you're getting squeezed a little bit as a pitcher. How hard is this?
Yeah, no, it's you're very frustrated for sure, and you're just trying to kind of figure it out. You want to be able to throw strikes, but it can be hard.
Off speed from Eberle. Good spot to start off DJ Sanders, the designated player today.
I think it's once you can kind of figure out whatever the pitch is that you're able to get located, you can start to get in a groove, but I just think can't establish that just yet. She hasn't figured out if she can get that drop ball in on the righty's hands, but for her, it's really when she can throw those pitches away to the righties, down, crisp, good spots that we've seen over the course of last weekend and into this weekend. Just today, she has not been able to get that.
That's fouled back. 65 miles per hour from Eberle.
Palacio just taking a little bit of a beating on this. That hurts. I don't think catchers get enough love. They're getting beaten up back there.
Oh, and they got to deal with pitchers. You know how that can be.
I mean, it's epic. There's nothing better. You see Amanda Lorenz talking to Andrea Filler, just kind of tuning her in on what she saw.
Sanders left side. Piper coming home. They get the out at the plate. They do not get Sanders, but they finally get an out.
Next up, the center fielder, number 24, Jasmine Jackson.
If you are Carrie Eberle and you can find a way to limit this to just 2 runs, maybe can in some ways work as a little bit of a momentum builder. First chance for Jasmine Jackson. Saw Bianca Stelli knock a grand slam over the left center field wall in Game 1 today. Jasmine Jackson owns the other grand slam in Athletes Unlimited history. You know she was known for that at Cal, of course. Home runs. 1-0. That's 30 pitches for Eberle in the first frame. 2-0, excuse me. 3-0.
I've seen Sierra Romero go up and talk to Carrie Eberle a couple different times. It's just at times important as a pitcher to know that people are there, they're talking to you. You can feel very isolated and on your own island at times in the circle. So to know someone has your back.
There's the outside corner against Jackson. Can Carrie Eberle fight back here? 3-1. Really tough spot for her. From Charlotte, North Carolina. 3 years at Virginia Tech, transferred to Oklahoma State. Last year's Rookie of the Year at the Athletes Unlimited Championship season. And already I think you look at Carrie Eberle as a seasoned pro. After last year, what she was able to do so quickly in her career. Played at AUX in San Diego. She finished 30th there. Here it is, Jackson, laser up the middle. Jaquish coming around from second, and she will score. Jasmine Jackson, a 2 RBI single. It is 4-0.
This is a pitch. You see Sachelle Palacio. She's set up on the inner half, and this just misses, bleeds over the white of the plate. And Jaquish gets in there, and this is where you start to think, what's the situation? You see Tatum Edwards, the facilitator. She's running out, I think, to just have a quick conversation. Or do you pull yourself right now? Or do you go to someone else? And I think that's what she's going to do.
I mean, it's one thing, you know, you need to make sure the bleeding stops now, but also a little self-preservation on the leaderboard too, and I'm not certain that that's what she's thinking. I think a lot of times that's not the motivation, but it's fun to talk about in the booth for us.
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm hopeful that in the circle she's not thinking about that. Because when you're in the moment and you're competing, you definitely probably have a little bit of frustration. Didn't go how you wanted it to go. Looks like they're going to bring in Mariah Masson.
Eberle threw 34 pitches, 22 balls, 12 strikes. And she leaves having went down 36 points on the leaderboard. The 4 earned runs, minus 40. And then -4, or she gets 4 points for the 1 out she was able to get. And you said it, Mariah Masson. In her first season with Athletes Unlimited, this is her first championship season. She's 1-3 with a 7.88 ERA and 8 innings pitched.
I feel like I've been just saying her name wrong her whole career. I always have thought it's been Mariah Masson, but it is Masson, and she's coming in to hopefully save the day here for Team Eberle. And really, if I could offer any advice in this moment, it's to just go out and try to find that strike zone. What is the umpire going to give you behind the plate? Establish that early, hit good location, and try to get your team out of the jam.
She does come into a jam. 4-0 is the lead. Trying to get herself some momentum heading into week 3. Cannot wait to see what happens next week. We've had some huge movers here in week 2. We're back next Friday for more action, but first it's the draft, 5 Eastern. Visit auprosports.com to check out those results. That's tomorrow. Who will be those 4 captains? Deja Mullapola certainly has put herself in a really good spot. Lacrosse, though, as well. Championship week continues on Thursday on ESPN2 and ESPNU. We are on ESPN2 and ESPN Plus next Friday. Just get yourself an autographed ball mid-game.
It's not for me.
Okay.
Let's be honest. I could get an autographed ball by these gals
okay.
anytime.
All right. Okay.
I had to get it for a fan of my girl Sis Bates.
Andrea Filler has herself down 0-2 in the count. Playing in her home state. Played her college ball at Northwestern. Down low, 1-2. Mariah Masson, can she come in and stop the bleeding right here? 4 runs across. Those would belong to Carrie Eberle, and if you're watching that leaderboard closely, those mean a lot right now. And who would have thought that Carrie Eberle, after Friday, wouldn't have been a lock for maybe not just a captain's chair, but for probably the top spot? From 0-2 to 3-2. Filler's working. There's Eberle looking on. Can't do anything now. Maybe could re-enter herself later in this game. We've seen that before. Oh my goodness. That's foul. That was hit a mile. .320 feet. Talk about your long strikes right there. Another full count delivery. Off speed, Filler waits on it. What a grab by Ortez! To a knee, diving. Last year's Defensive Player of the Year.
This is just money. Just clutch defense. Trusts her instincts. Dives to her left. And this is just having your team's back in this moment. This gets by Ortez. Just adding more insurance runs up on the board there for Team Jaquish. Looks like she's probably got a little bit of turf burn.
Andrea Filler hitting missiles and nothing to show for it. This is hit hard by Jefferson, but it's right to Romero, and Mariah Masson comes out of the pen and gets the job done. Plenty of damage done as well. 4 runs coming across for Team Jaquish in the first. What a weekend it's been here in Rosemont. Back in Rosemont, big first inning, 4 runs for Team Jaquish. Tagging Carrie Eberle, who removed herself after just 1 out. Mariah Masson comes in. Here's Maggie Ballant, and I ran past her parents before the game. I said, is she ready? They said, absolutely. She's been looking good so far here in week number 2.
I like getting to see her getting a start. We've seen her kind of make an appearance here and there, but she knows what being a starter is like. Her rookie season coming off an amazing run at San Diego State. She gets to go against her former assistant coach, Victoria Hayward, right out of the gate.
What a great matchup. Great location from Ballant right there. Old coach is up first. Hayward, Zirkle, Ortez with the outstanding grab. Mia Davidson down there too. She homered yesterday, and Ballant gets the outside corner again. Any trash talk here, you think?
Nah, no trash talk.
Friendly, of course. Victoria Hayward lays off that pitch outside. 1-2. Fouls that one back to stay alive. Can Victoria Hayward start the path back here in the bottom of the first? Some inning points on the line. They got a long way to go. She's fighting right now.
I've seen her be effective to those lefties with being able to freeze them up, locating on the inner part of the plate. We've seen her go away quite a bit here to Victoria Hayward.
Victoria Hayward working on a 12-game hit streak currently, dating back to last year's championship season. They sit here would make it 13. How high can she go? Outside, great battle here. Stacy Newman-Denise would be proud right now watching from home or on the recruiting trail, wherever she might be. Swing and a miss. Advantage Ballant. The Unlimited Club provides great benefits. You can vote on league decisions, interact with players, you get signed items, and more. Find more information at auprosports.com. Great start for Maggie Ballant. She didn't pitch in week 1. It's great to see her out there, though. She has been tremendous, and with the week 3 draft coming tomorrow, don't be surprised to see Maggie Ballant make a big jump. I think she's got to be one of the top 5 arms gone. I mean, what she's done the last few days, I think time will tell in this start. But if she throws well today, it's going to be tough to ignore her.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I think when you're drafting a team, you want to be able to have 2 pitchers that you know can get through a lineup potentially 2 to 3 times over the course of a weekend.
Throwing to Gwen Svekis, who she played 1 year at Oregon with when Maggie was a National Freshman of the Year finalist.
And you want to talk about a crazy Oregon pitching staff. That was Maggie Ballant, Megan Kleiss, and Miranda Elish were all at the same school together. All 3 of them could compete in this league for sure, but it is kind of unique. You see, there's a quick glimpse of Maggie Ballant's parents tuning in.
Circle into left field. Lorenz came in originally and now goes back for out number 2. Big smile on her face. I think she knew. Might have misjudged that in the beginning. Hayward and Zirkle down in order. There's the defense. Amanda Lorenz just saw her. Jasmine Jackson, Bubba Nichols in right field because of Lorenz returning. Jaquish and flipping on the left. Janae Jefferson, the talented Texas Longhorn at second. Filler at first. And the veteran Gwen Svekis behind the plate. Big swing there from Anissa Ortez. I just think Ballant looks confident too. Walking around the circle, there's a swagger, a pace about what she's doing right now. She's on a mission.
And pitchers have to be pretty quick. They have a time clock. They have 20 seconds from the time they get the ball back to when it needs to be released, just to try to keep the game flow going. But she looks very sharp and where she's snapping her pitches off.
Right field, is it 1, 2, 3 for Ballant? It is. Caught by Nichols. And that was a fantastic start. Mom and Dad happy here in Rosemont. That's 10 points secured. They lead it by 4. Good start for Team Jaquish, 4-0. They get the 10-inning win points for the first as well as we go to the second inning. Well, today we're celebrating Power in My Voice at Athletes Unlimited. The initiative is part of AU's mission to empower the development of athletes as civic leaders on and off the field and elevate them as role models for the next generation of athletes and fans. You can learn more about this initiative, Power in My Voice, at auprosports.com. Ortez showing off for all the young fans out there. A lot of little girls and boys watching her thinking, I want to be able to play like Anissa Ortez when I grow up. Great play made earlier last inning, and it saved her captain, actually, a spot on the leaderboard. It helped end the inning with 2 runs out there that would have been earned runs for Carrie Eberle had they come across, but Ortez making that great play helps keep Eberle in the 4th spot, 20 points clear of Savannah Jaquish. You have to think we might get a little bit of back and forth between them in this game. Even with Eberle out, she could still get win points. She'll be rooting for her team to find a way. And really, unless Jaquish just had a monster individual day from a stat standpoint, chances are that 4th captain spot, if it does come down to them, will come down to the winner of this game, which you gotta love. Loren's work, and she walked and scored the first run of the game in the 1st inning. That's a great spot from Masson, and it's a full count, or excuse me, it is a full count. There's Savannah Jaquish, team captain. Will she be picking tomorrow afternoon from the captain's chair again? Loren's no stranger to the leadoff spot. It's kind of that's something that over the last decade has started to become more of a thing, putting someone like Lorenz, who does have a lot of power, that I think you would usually think, oh, Amanda Lorenz, the way she plays, the way she swings it, probably in that 3-hole. But this is her. I mean, this is what she does. Great at-bats to lead off your team, and she's walked for the 2nd time already in 2 innings.
And she's very patient. She's one of those hitters that can just have good quality at-bats, does not swing out of her comfort zone. She makes you bring something in her wheelhouse, and it's back-to-back walks.
Flippin' swinging first pitch again. Romero tries to knock it down. Lorenz is headed for 3rd. Great base running there from Amanda Lorenz, and Flippin' coasts into 2nd.
Third baseman, number 27, Savannah Jaquish.
Just right back up the middle. I thought for a second maybe Ortez or Sierra Romero was going to be able to get it, but Amanda Lorenz turns on the wheels as soon as she sees this get by.
And they're going to give Flippin' a double on that too. Great base running by her to advance. Give their captain a big-time chance. Hannah Flippin just picked up 20 points for herself. Upstairs from Masson. The top 5 hitters in the lineup through not even 2 full innings are 7 for 7 reaching base. That's a foul ball. Flippin moved up to 9th with that double on the leaderboard. Savannah Jaquish trying to make her move around Carrie Eberle. One, two. Too far outside. She hit her spot, but Palacios purposefully set up a little bit further.
Well, not a 1-2 count, especially facing Savannah Jaquish. Just want to be careful.
2-2 inside, got her. Little setup there, wasn't it?
I'd say so myself. Fools her, this screwball on the inner half. Almost like she took something off it, and you see Savannah Jaquish little surprised at herself.
Soft grounder, Ortez coming to the plate. Palacios places the tag. That's a great play by Anissa Ortez at shortstop, saving the run, and that's the 2nd out.
So good, Anissa Ortez. She just, the pressure, nothing gets to her. She just fields her position like she knows how to, makes a bang, bang throw to Palacios.
Foul ball to start off for Gwen Svekis. Walked and scored. One of the 4 first inning walks. Top 40 right now in that 38th spot. Would like to move up. Third team winning in this game. 10 more inning points on the line here in the second. A 1 from Masson. There's Alyssa Denham. That's a great look. In the bullpen of her getting ready, but Mariah Masson says, don't worry about it. I'm taking care of business right now. 2 base runners to lead off the second, but nobody comes across. You can do a lot of stuff. Come to Athletes Unlimited. Watch the game. Work on your own game. Just missed a double right there. Amanda Lorenz trying to field some of those on the wall out in left field. Let's see it. That was gone.
Drop a barrel.
You gonna analyze my swing for me while we're here?
I'm not sure you want me to, but I may think different of you if I do analyze your swing. Depends how good you can swing it.
Okay.
But yes, if you need me to.
I'm not stepping in against Maggie Ballant ever. Certainly not as she's throwing it right now. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1. Shannon Rhodes leads off the second. Oh, we got DJ Sanders in the chair chat, 3rd season from Columbus, Mississippi. DJ, thanks for joining us, and happy birthday, belated birthday just a few days ago.
Thank you.
What's it been like for you? It's a nice catch in center field by Jasmine Jackson. What's it been like for you going from AUX, that fast-paced, crazy season, into the championship season, and it's your 3rd so far?
Right, yeah. Actually, AUX was amazing, perfect. Finishing up my year coaching, I didn't get that much time to train, so AUX kind of came at us hard, but it definitely helped me prepare for this season.
DJ, what did your training kind of look like in between AUX and then heading into championship season? Did you give yourself a little downtime, or did you kind of stay with it all the way through until you got here?
I gave myself downtime whenever I got COVID, so so no, I tried to make sure I caught up for lost time and did a lot of hitting in the time in between.
Was there anything you coming into season 3 that maybe you wanted to be a little bit better at, or something that you were kind of striving for besides obviously winning the whole thing?
Right, yeah. It was my mindset and mental preparation, which it hasn't shown up just yet, but I'm going to let it foster. It's going to come. But just last year, being in and out of the lineup, coming into pinch hit, I was feeling like I really had to take advantage of all of my opportunities and, like, I have to do this, I have to do that, instead of, like, getting to and enjoying the game of softball. And, I, of course, am very competitive, but not to the point where it should, like, destroy me mentally. So I think this year it was more so trying to have a more positive, competitive mindset.
Has there been any rookies that you've kind of connected with a little bit and shared your story and kind of what Athletes Unlimited is about?
Yes, but it's a surprising answer. It's actually Mia.
Yes. It's not surprising.
Yeah, well, I was getting, like, everybody was like, oh, you already know her. And I'm like, I do, but more like from a coach-player type of thing. Like, I haven't actually got to, like, know Mia as a person, as a friend, until just now. So, yeah, getting to know her, we're actually more similar than I thought. But, yeah, she's great. She's fun. And obviously I love watching her play softball.
DJ, while we've got you, put your coach's hat on and tell us why Maggie Ballant's been so good this weekend.
Maggie's great because Maggie is a very fearless competitor. I don't think she cares that the ball is close to the plate. Like, she's just ready to attack hitters. Whether it's white, whether it's not, she's going to throw it up there and be like, show me what you got. So I love her for that, especially as a rookie. It's hard to do that, to come in and just be ready to attack hitters, but she's done a really good job of that.
If you were to attack Mia Davidson, how are you trying to attack her? 'Cause she's up right now. What would you do?
I would throw her favorite pitch first and hope she takes it, because that seems to be a theme of hers. And then after that, I would not come near the strike zone ever again.
Sounds simple.
DJ, thank you so much for joining us. And again, happy late birthday.
Thank you so much.
DJ Sanders in her 3rd season out of Oregon. Now, as a volunteer assistant with Mississippi State this past season, and that's where she got to know this young woman, Mia Davidson. And she got to learn what it looks like when a ball leaves the yard over 90 times in a college career.
Isn't that incredible?
The most ever in the history of the SEC Conference. She did it yesterday. Can she do it again here? Romero on first after the 2-out walk. Davidson, did she do it? I think she did! Mia Davidson, the 2nd straight day, goes yard! DJ Sanders said, I'd never bring it back across the plate. That's why.
She's just so good. I mean, this is just a meaty pitch. This is right in her wheelhouse. This is a pitch she can do some damage with. But for me, it's just truly how quick her hands are. She can get through a pitch so fast. Wow.
That secures the 10-inning win points for Team Eberle. That is big. Cuts this lead in half. And it's all coming with 2 outs. Sierra Romero draws the walk, and Mia Davidson goes yard. Sachel Palacios keep it going. San Diego, California, played at Arizona State. That last Davidson bomb going 276 feet. Palacios watches it outside. Sachel's sister, Charlize, recently has been playing for the rival Arizona, but she just transferred to UCLA. Love that. Love the communication.
I know, I was pretty surprised to see Charlize Palacios transfer to UCLA. That was kind of a big deal.
It is a big deal. She is a player. Hit .336 with 38 home runs for Arizona the last 2 years. And now she's headed to LA.
Where they're going to be in the Big Ten here shortly.
They will. Sachel's probably, you know, I got to think Sachel has some Arizona gear from when her sister was there. She'll be happy to get rid of it now.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to wear the rival gear anymore. 3-2 from Ballant. Off speed, upstairs. 3 straight base runners here. 8 points for Sachel Palacios. Can they draw this score even closer or maybe level as Allison Febri will get a chance?
Well, and all of this with 2 outs. Real quick, 2 outs to Shannon Rhodes and Lily Piper. And Sierra Romero had that good at bat to get the walk and kind of pass the bat to Mia Davidson with that 2-run shot. And Palacios has a good bat. Now it's Allison Febri.
Mom and Dad nervous watching Ballant right now. Gets the outside corner in a good location to Febri and makes it 0-1. Into left field, flipping running back, and Lorenz said, hey, don't scare me there coming back my way. 2 runs across though. The lead cut in half.
Gosh, I love it when a rookie mashes like Mia Davidson, gets her team an additional 10 points for winning the inning.
I'm gonna manifest it right now. Filler's gonna hit one pretty good at me. I'm gonna step on third and throw one. And we're gonna get out of this inning. Yep. It's coming. It's coming. I'm feeling it. Yes! You're so good. You're so good.
Lily Piper are into the game with Air National Guard, and she kind of did manifest it. It didn't come to her, but it went to Anissa Ortez, who made an outstanding diving play to her right. She's having fun. Oh, love it. Down 2, but knows that her team has a little bit of momentum right now. Masson putting up a 0 in the second. Can she keep it going? Just got done talking to DJ Sanders. She said her time's coming too. Can she manifest that? In some ways, she talked Mia Davidson into what she did, saying do not throw it over the plate after the first one. DJ Sanders is thinking, I like when Mia Davidson's on my team better. When I'm coaching a team that she is on. Too high, 2-1. Off the end of the bat, Romero waving everybody off and makes the play in shallow right center.
Center fielder, 24, Jackson.
Ryan Masson trying to eat up innings here. Alyssa Denham's been in the pen for Team Eberle, warming up, but Masson is trying to make sure she gets the job done for her team, that Denham can be ready in the later innings potentially. Jasmine Jackson smoked one right back up the middle, a 2 RBI single back in the first inning. Oh, 1. Down low. Palacios says, I don't know what happened there. 1-1. Outside ball 2.
I think Ryan Masson, since coming in, has done a pretty good job. I mean, I can't sit here and say that I was expecting 2 rookies that were going to be in on the last game of Sunday.
Carrie Eberle would say the same thing. She didn't expect to see Masson this early either. Big cut there. Masson gets Jasmine Jackson climbing the ladder. 2 away.
And just goes upstairs with that rise ball. Good spin on it. Can throw it hard.
First pitch too low to Andrea Filler. She was the one that Anissa Ortez robbed. Filler hit one down the left side foul, hit that a mile, and then she hit a laser at Ortez that was robbed. Big spot on the outside corner from Masson. Trying to go 1-2-3. It'd be the first time Team Jaquish was set down in order in an inning. Ballard hoping she can come back out and do the same thing, get back on track in the bottom of this inning. There's Filler again. She was way around on that one. 2-2. th pitch coming from Mariah Masson. Hit right side, just foul.
Good job just covering both sides of the plate. You see her turn on that pitch, the pitch before, that long strike, and then A curveball on the outer half, sees it a little bit deeper, hits it to the right side.
Two, and Febre was way off the line over there at first base too. That misses outside. Masson is smiling. Lost that one a little bit. Full count. And it's turned out to be a pretty nice day here in Rosemont. It rained all morning and through a decent portion of that first game as Febre tries to lay out, but too far. But now on the field, probably much more enjoyable than yesterday when it was about 95.
Yeah, they get a little bit of a breeze today, cooler temperatures. 95 yesterday was maybe 105 to 110 on the field with the turf.
At top, great battle from Andrea Filler to draw the 2-out walk. 8 points for Filler as she takes first base and tries to keep things moving for Janae Jefferson stepping in. Grounded out to second base her first time up. Half swing, strike one. Janae in her first season out of Texas, saw her at the Women's College World Series on that runner-up Longhorns team. Fouls this into the bleachers. Here's your Geico leaderboard. Janae Jefferson can help Jaquish, Nichols, and Flippin there in that top 10. Keep climbing. Flippin just 10 behind Odyssey Alexander.
Good spot. Maybe a little in, but it's a really good spot. 0-2. Ooh. Caught her off balance, that's for sure.
So might have been walking too, thinking that was it. 1-2. Back inside. That one was further. Two. Stays alive.
Ugly finder.
Jefferson was leading off for this team, but Amanda Lorenz comes in and takes that spot, so Janae moves down to the bottom. And a pretty electric bat to have at the bottom of your order, and you see her fighting at the plate right now. Good eye. Some shades of Haley McClenny at the dish in this battle, and Haley said that Janae Jefferson is the future of this sport. Said she is that good, and she does not say that lightly. Take it if you're Janae Jefferson from Haley McClenny. This is flied into center. Hayward takes care of it. 2 straight zeros from Mariah Masson and Team Eberle. 10 points on the line for them in the bottom half.
I'm blessed to be a part of a league that truly uses their platform to amplify the athletes' voices, and everything from mental health to as LGBTQ plus rights to racial equity, to be able to say what's on their mind and to be convicted in that and then truly inspire others. The priority is athlete, not only on the field, but who they are as a person.
Like so many AU athletes have said, there's power in every person's voice, whether it's speaking up for a cause, voting, standing up for your teammates or peers, or helping your community. Everyone can have an impact through their actions. To learn about this initiative, Power in My Voice, go to auprosports.com.
Yeah, Lee, let's go!
And who better to talk to than Jasmine Jackson, who's out in center field, the manager of Civic Leadership for Athletes Unlimited. It's a league that really encourages players to have their own voice. I'm curious, Jasmine, the league is so unique in that aspect. It's unique with the points.
No,
we love talking about it up here in the booth and tracking the leaderboard. How do you approach all this? There's so much going on in this league.
There's a lot going on, especially being on the staff side too, so I really know what's going on in all of the sports. But I instead of looking at it as like, a lot's going on, I think we just do things with a lot of intention. Nice pitch, Lee. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I look at it. We're actually listening to the players. We're actually doing what they need and making sure that they're taken care of on and off the field, making sure that they're developing as athletes, obviously. Nice. Here we go, here we go! She's safe, she's safe. But also off the field as well, which is super important, is being a human.
Jasmine, take me through kind of what an off season looks like outside of training for the softball piece. Now that you're a part of this and you're on staff, what does that look like for you necessarily?
Yeah, so I get to work with all of the sports, which is really cool. The good thing is I work remote. My siblings are really important to me. My younger sister just committed to Boston College, so now she's heckling me all the time to get into the facility to train with her. So I get to train with her. I get to work with the other sports as my 9 to 5. It's a really good time. It's a busy time, but I was a student athlete once, so being busy is nothing new.
Hey, my husband's a Boston College grad.
Hey,
So
what is it? Go Eagles, huh?
Go Eagles.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I don't think I didn't go there when he went there. He's quite a bit older, but I think your sister's going to love it. That's pretty cool.
I hope so. It was gorgeous. I said, we need to go on the coldest day of the year because I need to know if you, California girl, can really handle this.
Hang.
And it was like negative 20-degree wind chill. I was like, okay, she's experienced. She knows what she wants to do.
I couldn't hang. I'll just say that. I lived in Boston for a little bit. What?
Oh, no. That was too good. Was that a sign? Hey, let's throw her out. Let's throw her out, Bub. Bubba. Sorry about that.
No. Going into your third season, was there anything specific goal-wise besides trying to be the champ at the end of it that you wanted to work on a little bit more or focus on heading into season 3?
Yeah, I think, I mean, everybody here was the #1 at their schools, and growing up, I want to make sure that I'm obviously learning. I think that's the best thing, that's what I'm best at, is learning from my peers, but also like having the confidence, like, yeah, girl, you were #1 too, like you can do this too. So I'm in my 5th year as a pro now, so I think like I'm coming into the vet years, so I'm starting to fill that out a little bit, and that's what I kind of wanted to start feeling. It's been fun.
Jasmine, we have seen some incredible defense here. We've seen you make outstanding plays over the years. How about Aaliyah Andrews yesterday? What did you think of that catch?
Oh my gosh, I was like, who was '1? Who was #1 on top 10?
Soccer player.
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't even check, but that was my first thing. Like we were talking about it in the locker room for the rest of the, I mean, we're still talking about it. Like that is the best catch I've ever seen. Eberle is really Eberle, for sure.
Jasmine, thank you so much for chatting with us. We'll see you out there flying around, no doubt about it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm not Air Jasmine here, but.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jasmine. Jasmine Jackson, she is a veteran now out in center field, locking it down. I mean, you think about the outfielders in this league. We saw Shannon Rhodes, we've seen Bubba Nichols. Jasmine Jackson can cover so much ground. Of course, Aaliyah Andrews. We talk about the bats so often, but man, the gloves are incredible.
Yeah.
They are bunting like crazy, and that's hits Ortez. Hayward scores and circles up to third. They have gone completely small ball. Let's see what the call is, though. Was Ortez in the baseline, inside the baseline?
And in the professional ranks, they have that runner's lane, so they have the safety base to just make sure that there's no hardcore collisions. But
oh yeah,
I think that she may be called out on that.
And she is. And that will also
sacrifice.
That's true.
That's points for her with a bruise on the back for sure.
That sends the runners back home to first and second, though. And so the small ball
doesn't count.
Stops paying off there with Ortez. Here it is, our officiating crew talking about it. Ortez is out, and the runners move back to first and second. Shannon Rhodes watches strike one. Lined out to center field, her first trip to the plate. We've seen Shannon show off the glove a number of times. twice in yesterday's game. Casio thought she had strike 2 there, 1-1. Did they get away with one? 10 points on the line here. Team Eberle trying to cut this lead even closer, or maybe tie it or take the lead. There's the outside corner for Casio. Straight back by Rhodes, just fighting it off. .353 on the season, just inside the top 30. Can she help her cause right here? 2-2.
And I'm still waiting to see the really sharp pitcher in Alicia Ocasio that we saw last year. Like, her being the champ last year, she was absolute nails in the circle.
Ground ball left side, that is perfectly placed through the 5-6 hole. Hayward slid into third though, and it kind of slowed her down a little bit. I don't know if she would have tested Lorenz or not. The bases are loaded.
Yeah, maybe she thought it was a little bit softer than she anticipated, and
maybe thought Flippin grabbed it.
Yeah, maybe Team Eberle, or now Team Eberle, excuse me, is in a situation here with bases loaded, 1 down. Big opportunity for Lily Piper.
Good spot from Ocasio in the top of the zone. 0-1 to Lily Piper, grounded out to third base, her first time up, hitting .200 for the season. Off the end of the bat, and caught by Filler. 2 outs. Alicia Ocasio get out of the jam. Replace Maggie Ballant to start this third inning. Ballant was solid, gave up the one big swing from Mia Davidson, the 2-run home run. They'll take Sierra Romero with the bases loaded. Grand Slam machine at Michigan. Sits in 41th on the leaderboard though, hitting just 133. Unheard of for any Romero.
Sometimes it just takes one sweet little swing to start getting in a groove.
One count. th pitch coming for Ocasio in the inning. After what started out with 2 singles from Hayward and Zirkle, both playing small ball, or Tez has the interference, and there's a chance Ocasio could get out of this, and Hayward's single pushed her hit streak to 13 games, but she wants those inning points, and if they can't plate her, the 4th inning will be worth 20. Will this stay playable? Right along the fence, Flippin's over, and it is playable. Ocasio dances out of the jam. Flippin makes the final out, and the points carry over. Everybody's excited, the fans excited. 4-2 Team Jaquish leading Team Eberle. It's just been 2 innings that have provided the 6 runs. The first for Jaquish and the second for Eberle. But 20 points on the line after the rollover inning in the 3rd. Well, the power in my voice is the theme today at Athletes Unlimited. Something very near and dear to these players and to this league, wanting these players to speak out on the causes and issues that are important to them. They're not afraid to do so. Jasmine Jackson talked to her out in center field, who is a big part of that, the manager of civic leadership for Athletes Unlimited, a full-time position for her. As we look at Mariah Masson, who has put up 2 zeros in her only 2 full innings. She came in relief in the first. A 0 in the second and the third, trying to do it again in the 4th inning. Top of the order, Amanda Lorenz leading it off, her 3rd appearance at the plate, and that is a perfectly placed ball into the right field corner. Lorenz coasts into second with a stand-up leadoff double.
They're happy to have her back. I will say that. She's been gone the last couple days, and a couple walks on the day, and then a lead-off double. Pulls it all the way to right field wall.
Good chance for Hannah Flippin now, fouling the first pitch off against Masson. Doubled against her, and that awkward ball up the middle the last time up. Approaching the 600-point mark on the leaderboard. Trying to lay down the bunt just off the end of the bat. Flippin knows it.
Just trying to give Team Eberle a taste of their own medicine. Back-to-back bunts last inning.
Yeah. That would have moved her up into a tie with Odyssey Alexander, too, if she would have got that sacrifice bunt down. Just 24 points back, jumping a couple spots. Ground ball foul towards Charlotte Morgan, the facilitator for Team Jaquish.
Everybody clap your hands.
There's Charlotte. Think she can give a couple innings right now?
I mean, it's not, and then be able to walk for like a week? I don't think so. I think she could, but I think it would. Everyone always is like, oh, I bet you could go out there and totally pitch a couple innings. I was like, but do you guys understand, like, it's max effort? Like, when you don't train max effort and then you go out there and do it, oh, it's older you get, it takes weeks to recover.
That one plunks Flippin. That's 8 points for her as she takes first. First 2 base runners on. Ooh. Savannah Jaquish, she has had so many huge opportunities here in week 2. She's not had a bad week, but she's had a chance with one swing of the bat on multiple occasions to put a huge dent in the scoreboard. This is another one right here with nobody out in the 4th. That misses outside. It's 1-1. Third time in the first 4 innings, Lorenz and Flippin have both been on. 1-2 after the foul ball. There's Haley Wagner talking to Jonathan Soros. He's fairly important to this whole thing. Co-founder along with John Patrikoff of Athletes Unlimited. They were highlighted a couple months ago by Sports Business Journal as power players in women's sports. And they've had such a huge impact on the landscape of women's sports and the future of women's sports, and hopefully that future has Athletes Unlimited in it for a long, long time. I know the players love it, the fans love it, we love it. Jaquish right side, this is tough. Rhodes reaching out, and it was foul. Very close in the right field corner. Jaquish was trying to signal for the umpires.
So close, Shannon Rhodes, but it is a game of inches.
Wow.
Woo. I think she thought that was a 2-run homer.
Yeah. And you're also about a millimeter from Rhodes' glove touching that ball, too. Jaquish goes the opposite way this time. He's got to run out there and grab that out of the TV truck before somebody else gets it. Masson battling with Savannah Jaquish, trying to get the first out in the 4th inning. Jaquish right side, caught by Eberle. There's one away.
Right fielder, number 48, Bubba Nichols.
It's a really good at bat. And sometimes you just hit it so hard, but someone is exactly in the spot you lined it to, and Eberle is in perfect setup location there.
Nichols right side, Rhodes diving, can't quite make the catch. That would have been outstanding from Shannon Rhodes. She knows she's already done it a couple times the last day, I guess you could say. They were both yesterday. Nichols walked and scored in this game. She's in the 7th spot on the leaderboard. She has moved up 1 spot from where she was at the beginning of this week. Hits it into left center field. Zirkle is over. Long throw. Lorenz is safe at 3rd.
The catcher, number 21, Gwen Svekis.
Both runners advance into scoring position with 2 outs for Gwen Svekis. First pitch from Masson, trying to put up the 3rd straight 0 in the line score. Another one of those walks in that 1st inning from Eberle. Fouls that back.
And Masson is doing a really good job of getting ahead of these hitters. She's done that. And these hitters have made her battle, don't get me wrong, but she's jumping ahead early, and then she can move the ball around the zone a little bit.
Oh, 2, where she move it here, outside, ball 1. Two waits on it to Sierra Romero for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is it. Masson, 3 straight 0s in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 20 points up for grabs for Team Eberle.
I would throw her her favorite pitch first and hope she takes it. And then after that, I would not come near the strike zone ever again.
That was the strike zone, Danielle.
Yeah. If you throw me a Davidson a cookie, she's going to jump all over it, and that's exactly what happened.
Well, for every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration plants 10 trees. Entering week 2, 450 already. We're almost to the end of week 2, so that number is going to get a lot bigger. We have had a ton of runs in this week, all thanks to Aspiration's support. And here she is, Mia Davidson, right on cue, leading off the bottom of the 4th inning, a very important inning. It is a very tight score for 1, but there are 20 points up for grabs. There's the Geico leaderboard. Carrie Eberle started this game. It did not go as planned, and it has put Deja Mulipola, McClenny, and Chittister in a really good spot to potentially be 3 of the captains, all from the same team. 1-0 Davidson, slow roller left side. Jaquish on the run, and there's one away.
Next up catcher, number 13, Sachel Palacios.
Davidson retired, and that makes way for Sachel Palacios, who she was talking up last time when she hit that home run, giving her some advice. Outside to Palacios to start off for Ocasio, 1-0 count. We've got Shannon Rhodes, the rookie out of Texas. And tell us, Shannon, you have been outstanding defensively. Of course, you can swing it. What is going on with the defense, though, here at Athletes Unlimited this year? This has been outstanding.
Thanks. I'm just really flying around out there. I'm having a lot of fun. So when you keep things light and you just want to do it for your pitcher, do it for your team, and possibly save some runs from going across the board, it makes it really easy.
Shannon, you had taken the last year off and then played at AUX. Take me through what it's been like kind of this whole last year of preparing to play in AUX and then getting the opportunity to play here in the championship season.
Honestly, I don't think anything can prepare you for the amount of competition and how great these athletes are here. But in the last year when I wasn't playing, I was definitely getting my mind right. I took the year off. I needed to find a little bit of love. Good job. I need to find a little bit of love for the game again. I was helping my dad coach every once in a while. He coaches the Texas Glory team. And a lot of those young ladies, they kind of grew my love for the game again and wanting to learn and pass along knowledge. So I kind of got back in it. I talked to Vic and was like, hey, if there's any opportunity for me to come back and play, I would love to take it. And I'm just super grateful that it was still on the table.
Well, proud of you for taking that healthy break, because it is so important, because it just makes it where the game's not fun if you're not in love with it. So kudos to you for making that decision.
Thanks.
Has there been any kind of, you know, vets or people that you've connected with per se that have kind of helped you along a little bit?
Someone that I didn't think that I would really take too much from. I mean, I played with Gwen Svekis, obviously. Vic's been great. All these ladies, they play internationally. They've played pro for quite some time, but I really am taking a lot from Jasmine Jackson. I'm taking a lot from Amanda Lorenz, people that play in the outfield with me. Gwen, she's always a great hype woman and happy to pass along some information. I've learned a lot from Vic, being more analytical about my at-bats and, you know, eliminating pitches and things like that. But Sierra Romero's actually been a really good resource for me as well. She's super intense, but once you kind of like break through the intenseness, it makes it a little bit easier to ask questions, be loose and open with her too.
Outside of just the softball on the field, what else have you loved about this experience and just kind of being here in Rosemont? Has anything stood out to you?
So I'm a big coffee shop girl. There's a couple places that I've been to thus far that I've really enjoyed. There's a place called Off the Wall here. I think it's actually Park Ridge, but they've got like games and trivia night. And so Jazz, Erica Piancastelli and Kiki and I, we've kind of ventured out a couple times, and we're gonna go to a trivia night hopefully this Wednesday. So I gotta round up the troops to get there. Hopefully they want to go with me. But coffee shop girl, and also the city, Chicago. We're gonna go hang out down there soon and do some exploring.
Shannon, it was great to watch you at AUX. We are so happy that you're here for the championship season, and thanks for joining us.
Of course, thanks guys.
Keep up that defense, girl.
Yeah, got to keep my draft stock high.
Got to keep the draft stock high. I like that. Draft coming up tomorrow for week 3. I mean, you get the bat and you get one of the best right field gloves in the league. This is Victoria Hayward. Riley Bayless pinch running at second base. February at first. And there's just one away for Hayward. Bunts it, caught by Jaquish, nowhere to go. But they'll take that out.
The left fielder, number 18, Circle.
Just tries to get it down, but Jaquish is in perfect spot. Riley Bayless thought it was down, but gets back in time.
Ocasio trying to get out of the jam. 2 outs now. Zirkle pops it up, and she might have done it. Flipping underneath. There it is.
The fourth inning is over. It's
5 zeros in the last 3 innings. 4-2. Points roll over. 4-2, drama building too. We're in the 5th inning with 30 inning win points on the line, top of the 5th. Don't miss your chance to come out here and see some of this drama. auprosports.com/tickets to get yours today. Come out to Rosemont. Some dedicated fans, especially early on today with the rain, but quite a few fans in the stands then, and some folks here to see week 2 and to see who those captains will be. Allie Harrell, the pinch hitter right now for Team Jaquish to lead things off, replacing DJ Sanders in the batting order. How about the job Mariah Mason has done?
Yeah, Mason has come in and just kept him quiet. I think that
hit her. There
gets her on the inner half there, but she's come in and she's done her job, and she's relieved Carrie Eberle, who definitely got herself and the team in a little bit of a pickle right out of the gate. Looks like Danielle Gibson's going to be coming in to run for Allie Harrell. And if I'm Team Jaquish, I want to find a way to get more insurance run. I know we have inning points on the line. It's important, but as much as you want to win those inning points, you want to get more runs up on the board. Just, you can kind of feel it. Team Eberle's been getting more runners on base, putting themselves in positions to try to score, and we've seen some crazy comebacks throughout the weekend. Saw Kelsey Harshman's team winning 8-1 and ended up losing on a walk-off by Bubba Nichols. Can't have enough runs.
Bunt there by Jackson, trying to get the lead runner. And Ortez can't hang on to it.
First baseman number 70, Andrea Filler.
And Lily Piper has a cannon. And this is a ball all day that Anissa Ortez knows she needs to catch and just wasn't able to glove it up. And unfortunately, it's going to be an error up on the board. And that's a play that she makes all the time.
Andrea Filler trying to make them pay right there with nobody out in 1st and 2nd. You're in a very important 5th inning. Schoen's been in a couple spots, but she's been able to get herself out of trouble really well so far.
I will say Andrea Filler has had some really good at-bats.
Yeah,
her last at-bat, she fouled off a lot of pitches, was a pest.
Patient at the plate. She walked in that last at bat. Has a 1-2 count right here against Masson. Right side foul. Kaylee Wagner makes the play.
I think what I've been most impressed with over the course of the weekend is just these hitters that are able to battle 0-2, 1-2 counts and foul off a lot of pitches. Like, those are uncomfortable counts for majority hitters. It's not fun when you're behind and you know that a pitcher is going to kind of toy with you a little bit. But what makes some of these hitters so dangerous in this league is that they don't fear the 0-2, 1-2. They foul off pitches, they're patient, they don't swing at pitches that are way out of the zone, and they make you have to give them something a little bit sweeter at times, and also making pitchers throw a lot of pitches.
Sits on the off-speed, Piper steps on 3rd, throws to 1st. It's a double play, and Lily Piper tried to manifest it earlier, but she does it right now.
Manifestation is a thing, and she did. You're right. She talked about it earlier. fields it cleanly, steps on the base.
Ripped. Jefferson up the middle. Jasmine Jackson will score, and Jefferson takes second.
Fire me up. Janae Jefferson. I think even if that throws on the money from Victoria Hayward in center, Jackson's got too much speed. She's going no matter what. And pitch elevated up in the zone. Janae Jefferson stays on plane with it, barrels it up, takes it right back up the middle. Great piece of hitting.
Lorenz pops it up. Tough spot, Piper. That's a great hustle, but can't glove it.
Really good. Love that hustle. Oh. So close.
Oh, 1 to Amanda Lorenz. Already got 1 run across here in the 5th. They're in line for 30 inning win points if they can hold Team Eberle in the bottom half. One's too far. 2-1. Hit well, center field, over Hayward. 1 hops the wall, a double for Lorenz.
Little MVP points, you think, maybe? Back-to-back doubles. She's been on twice. She's 2 for 2 with 2 walks. Just absolutely hits a tater tot all the way to center field, warning track. At times I don't know who hits it harder. Like when I look at Amanda Chittister get a hold of a ball, she just crushes it. But Amanda Lorenz as well, it's just, she's got such good giddy up on it when she connects with something.
She missed the first 2 games of the weekend, so she's doubled twice, she has an RBI, she's walked twice, and she's scored. And that's it for Masson as Alyssa Denham comes into the game. 2 outs, a runner on, and 2 runs already across. It's a 4-run lead for Team Jaquish.
There's power in my voice, there's power in your voice.
Power My Voice, it's a campaign that encourages our fans to use their voice.
If you feel like something's wrong, voice your opinion. Because in order for things to change, we have to make it known.
You also want to do it intentionally. We don't want to just post something and then leave it there. We want to post something and then sign a petition, or post something and then vote, or speak up for your friend in class and then also have their back and still play with them at recess, right? Like, you want to be intentional about the power that you have within your voice.
Sometimes it might be scary to, find that courage within yourself, but there's extreme power in that because you're able to give yourself a platform to say, hey, this is how I feel, this is what I believe in, and I'm going to stand up for it.
Like all of our AU athletes have said, there's power in every person's voice, whether it's speaking up for a cause, voting, or standing up for your teammates and peers, or helping your community. Everyone can have an impact through their actions. To learn about this initiative, Power in My Voice, go to auprosports.com. You see it all over the field. You see it and hear it from these players as we see Alyssa Denham enter the game. 4-run deficit for her team, trying to limit this damage right here with 2 outs as she misses to flip in ball 1. She's asking where that was.
Alyssa Denham down in the zone as well. Has that good change up. Changes speeds often. That's what makes her stand out. Good control of that drop ball. Ooh, Palacios. She's been getting beat up back there. Gosh, she's such a trooper.
She's thinking too.
She
It's been a long weekend.
rest and recover tonight and tomorrow. I tell you, catchers don't get enough love, but Palacios is one of the best.
Palacios is all right, a little shaken up, but back behind the dish. 1-1 count from Denham to Flippin. Good spot there from Alyssa Denham, 1-2. Doesn't want to bring Jaquish up with 2 on. Flippin has been a tough out today. Continues to be.
Missing. It's a good spot by Alyssa Denham, that 1-2 count. Looks to me like that's the river.
I don't even know if it's the river on that one. That's the pond. You like that?
Yeah, that was a good one. Proud of you.
I feel like
that
that's
one.
Eric Collins,
Yeah.
right? That's.
Yeah, would be right up his alley. Just sneak something in there.
Two. Is this not every at bat? I mean, it feels like we see 2-3 foul balls every at bat. These pitchers are really having to work. Here's another one.
And every week it's just going to get a little bit more challenging and a little bit more challenging because the hitters are going to start to get even more comfortable. And a lot of these ladies know each other from obviously the college days, but 2020 inaugural season, last season.
This is year 2 for Denham. Hannah Flippin, it's year 3.
Oh, I love you. I love that I got that whole sentence.
Here's the 3-2. Off speed, left side, foul.
Thank you.
10th pitch of the at-bat coming. Alyssa Denham's 10th. She entered before Flippin came to the plate. There it is. Good spot from Denham. Gets Flippin looking to end the inning.
If I'm going to say anything, Hannah Flippin should have struck out 4 pitches ago. It was going to happen. Alyssa Denham, she hit great spots. Finally, she was able to get one to get Hannah Flippin. Freese is one of the best hitters in the league. Atta baby, Alyssa Denham.
Back in Rosemont, Team Jaquish leading 6-2 over Team Eberle. Let's go down to Key Michael.
I'm here with DeWitt and Linda Harrell. She's having a great game. The Orange team having a great game. She's been playing softball for a pretty long time. Got into it through baseball through her brothers, is that right?
Very long time, since 7, 8 years old. T-ball, rec ball, high school, travel ball, and of course Marshall University.
Hold some records there.
Hold some records here. She's been very fortunate, able to hit the ball really well. Some very great coaches, Coach Lyons there, and Smith Lyons and Corey Lyon, and a lot of good coaches throughout the year.
And we are celebrating the Power in My Voice campaign today. How does she use the power in her voice?
Yeah, Allie, she's a giver. She gives back a great deal. In Huntington, West Virginia, she volunteers at hospitals, health centers. She also does this. she goes out and she fosters puppies, dogs.
Love that!
She will travel 60, 70 miles, right, to go pick up a puppy and find a good home for a puppy. Football players, throughout her 4 years, 5 years at in college, she would do that. And she has 2 with her here, and she has another one in Columbus, Ohio, where we live.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
tell her, put me on the list for a puppy. But I'm told she also loves wiffle ball, is that true?
Wiffle balls, yeah. Mention wiffle balls to her. Ever since 7, 8 years old, she's been getting a heavy dose of wiffle balls, making them move, making them curve, and her job was to touch it, and it served her well. She's very patient at the plate.
And you said that's one of the reasons why she's such a great hitter is because the balls that drop, she can go and get them.
She can go get them. But the joke right now is she owes it all to wiffle balls. And as her coach, I get a lot of credit for that.
Amazing.
I take the credit. I'm just joking.
You'll take it. You know what, Mom and Dad, you get a lot of credit. And also for sitting here and putting up with this weather, all softball family and parents, we give you credit. Well, thanks so much for being on the broadcast.
Thank you.
Love having you here.
I
And
appreciate it.
back to you
go,
guys.
Allie Harold.
You go, Allie Harold.
2 feet on the ground. Yep.
I actually got to meet Allie Harrell's parents out at a restaurant. I randomly saw them last night, and her dad was like, "Hey, you mind if I take a picture? I got to get a picture of a superstar." And I remember looking at him. I was like, "I hope you got a ton of them of your daughter, because she sure is one." She has been a lot of fun to watch. I know Allie Harrell is super stoked to be here to learn. She's a sponge and had tears in her eyes when the opportunity was there at AUX to be offered to play here in championship season. Mauricio Ocasio has been pretty good since she's come in. I mean, got that leadoff out to Ortez, but Shannon Rhodes works it to a 3-2 count and gets the walk. At this point, it's just about trying to be as efficient as you can be. You want to try to continue to keep holding this lead. If you're Team Jaquish, you know the importance of those game wins. 50 points rewarded to everyone on the team for winning the games, and we all know winning innings matters, but winning those games is huge as well. Lily Piper 0 for 2 on the day. Ground out, pop out. We've seen her make some good defensive plays. I think that's going to be an error on Janae Jefferson. That would have been a sweet little double play. Her rolling it up the middle with Hannah Flip, but ball got up on her a little bit, wasn't able to glove it up. A couple runners on here, 1 down. It's going to be an error on Janae Jefferson. Good opportunity here for Sierra Romero. Had a bases loaded opportunity. Wasn't able to do anything with it. So this is a good chance here to try to get Team Eberle back in it. Alicia Ocasio jumps to a quick 0-2, and you see Sierra Romero swinging early in the count, knowing Ocasio is going to bring something good right out of the gate. You never want to fall behind to a hitter like Sierra Romero. So close, long strike. If I'm Alicia Ocasio, a little bit mindful when I'm going in. Maybe use that changeup, throw something away, see if you can get her to chase. That last one, 281 feet. That leaderboard, a lot of blue creeping up there. You see Lulu Pola up top, gonna be a captain for sure. This Geico leaderboard constantly moving. love it. Gwen Svekis, I mean, she's just, all of these catchers are so unique with what they bring, and it's the connection piece, it's the chemistry. She's always talking, being there for her pitcher. She's able to communicate, hey, what do you need? What do you want here? All right, Shannon Rhodes. One thing I feel like I've seen with Alicia Ocasio a lot last year, but maybe not as much this year, is just that off speed. She threw it so well last year at probably 2 to 3 different types of speeds. Doesn't matter the count, and haven't seen that as much this year. It's like her ears are ringing. She heard me. That's a great pitch. You see Hannah flipping, hands up in the back, wanting that pitch for a pitcher.
Flippin didn't like the way she went out in that last inning.
No.
She's not going to forget it anytime soon. Oh, wow. Great pitch from Ocasio right there to get Romero.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's the pitch right there that is just the money pitch. Look at the spin and the rotation. And why that's such an effective pitch is because it looks like it's coming in hot. Fast on the hands, but completely fools. Back to back. Change-ups to Romero, Mia Davidson. Keep throwing it.
Oh, 1 from Ocasio. Fouls that one away. Seen the damage Mia Davidson can do. This would be a big swing. It's worth 30 points if she could do it again. Upstairs.
Love it. You can hear Gwen Svekis. Let me know what you think about this. Always talking.
Popped up left field Lorenz with 2 away and makes the catch. Nice job by Alicia Ocasio. That's 30 points for everybody on Team Jaquish. Our Geico defensive play of the game. I don't think there was any doubt this was early.
Of course. Anissa Urtez, just cat-like reflexes. And she was the Geico Defensive Player of the Year last season for the 2021 season.
She saved Carrie Eberle on this leaderboard for a while. Savannah Jaquish with those last inning win points has finally caught Eberle. They are now in a tie. And we've actually got a member of Team Eberle in the chair chat, one of the newest members from Italy, Greta Cicchetti. We are so happy that you have joined us. We're so glad to talk to you. What's your experience been like so far here in your first season?
Oh, guys, it's such an honor to be here chatting with you. And yeah, it's been incredible. I mean, this is every girl's dream. So yeah, I feel so lucky and thankful to be here.
Greta, kind of take me through what it was like for you post-Olympic Games. Like, did you give yourself some downtime? How has your training kind of gone to prepare you for this summer?
I wish I would have given myself some downtime, but no, the league kept going in Italy, so we had to finish that with regular season and playoffs, and then we have these tournaments called European Cups that we play. It's a lot of games in just 1 week. So yeah, the downtime didn't come till about November.
Oh wow!
Yeah, imagine that. I know you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but after that, I just kind of stopped pitching for a while, a couple months. Got back to the gym, worked on my off-season training, and then yeah, headed to Japan, where I'm playing right now.
What team are you currently with over there in Japan?
The SGH Galaxy Stars. We're sitting second right now, so shout out to the girls.
Do you have another Gaijin over there with you?
Erika Piancastelli.
Oh, so you guys get to get some good hangout time together.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm so glad we get to experience everything together. In Japan and at AU, we're roomies here too, so yeah, can't get enough of each other.
Outside of Erika Piancastelli, who you have to connect with because she is just, you know her so well, has there been anyone else that you have gotten the chance to maybe get to know a little bit?
Here at AU?
Yeah.
I think as pitchers, we kind of have this sisterhood, and everybody's so much younger than me. I'm not afraid to say that, so
I'm with you.
I'm trying to be kind of like a mom figure and helping them out when I can, so that's been amazing too.
Greta, we are so happy that you're here, and not just for your skills, but we love to see the game growing globally, and I know that's something that's been important to you. Before we let you go, do you feel like that's something that is happening? We know Erika Piancastelli's been very vocal in trying to grow the game globally. We see so many members from national teams here. Do you feel like it's headed in the right direction?
Oh, absolutely. Like for us, Italian players to qualify for the Olympics as such a small country, it's huge. And that just plants the base for the next generations to keep playing. And it also gives a lot of visibility to European softball, you know. So that's been amazing. I'm so glad when American players get the chance to come to Europe and experience our softball. And it's just so much fun, like experiencing different cultures. And yeah, the game is definitely growing worldwide, and I'm happy to be part of it. Or hopefully I can help with that too.
Well, we are happy you are a part of it as well, and keep up the good work. We're looking forward to seeing more of you.
Thank you, guys.
Greta Jaquish from Italy. Actually took a picture with you yesterday, didn't she?
She did. It was a great photo.
There you go.
Yeah.
A couple legends of the game hanging out. I love it.
I feel like you know the women that you compete against, but you don't ever get to like really hang out with them. So when you get to see them face to face outside of just competing and shaking hands after a game, like I didn't realize Greta Jaquish was as tall as she was, and I saw her, I was like, wow, you're tall.
Savannah Jaquish was tied with Eberle, and there it is. She moves into the 4th spot on the leaderboard, back in the captain's chair for week 3, potentially as it stands. Bubba Nichols could have something to say about that. She's just 20 behind Savannah Jaquish. And there's 2 ways that she can make that jump. The individual stat points, so if she doubles here, they'd be tied, triple, home run, she'd take the lead. But she could also find her way to an MVP spot. Most likely she would need one big old swing of the bat right here, and it wouldn't matter anyway. We'll see, can they try and knock off some of those players up top in blue? Jaquish, as it stands, if they were to win this game, she would be set to tie at least that 3rd spot and most likely take the lead. Jaquish has already been a captain 5 times already in her Athletes Unlimited career as Nichols flies out to Rhodes in right field.
The catcher, number 21,
A couple really nice defensive outfielders connecting for that out right there. That one's a lot easier on Rhodes. Oh, we got the dogs out here. Amanda Chittister and Sam Fisher. I'm all about the dogs. That dog was like, man, come on.
Put me down.
Svekis watches ball 1.
Aww.
Oh my goodness, that looks like my little dog.
Cute.
We can, producer CJ Botita thinking of the open for next Friday. I say we just come on with all the dogs. Let's stalk dogs out of the gates.
Yeah. A lot of the players actually bring their dogs. Sierra Romero and Luna. I know Victoria Hayward brought Moose.
Big throw here, but Jaquish takes second. Is Moose a puppy? He looks like a puppy.
I mean, I think it's still his first year of life, but I think he's at the size that he will be forever,
Yeah.
I think.
He's still a puppy.
Yeah.
They all are puppies. Wild pitch right there. Left side off Piper. Svekis trying to beat it out, and she can't. Great recovery from Ortez. You talked about that strong arm of Anissa Ortez yesterday. The old 5-6-3 ground out.
And Lily Piper's like, thanks for having my back. This was just a hot shot. Ortez has her momentum already going towards the bag. That helps get her a little extra giddy up on that throw. Ooh, that was close.
Two outs, Danielle Gibson. Harrell hit for Sanders last time. Gibson came in to run. She stays in to hit this time around in the order. Danielle Gibson tore it up in Series 1 at AUX. She was a captain in Series 2 and ended up injuring her left thumb. So her glove hand thumb was injured. She said it was really tough mentally because she got off to such a great start. She was having so much fun, playing so well. And it's different now. You're not in college. You don't have a trainer following you around to help you rehab that stuff. So it was a lot more difficult, but finally says she's starting to get back into the swing of things. And when she is swinging it, she is swinging it. It's featured on SportsCenter when she hit for the home run cycle as a sophomore in 2019 at Arkansas. Swings and misses at that. Alyssa Denham is having none of it. She sits down another Team Jaquish batter.
And it's all about the off speed for Alyssa Denham. Snaps it off, gets the big swing in Danielle Gibson.
Six to 2. Jaquish collecting 40 win points so far in this game as they lead by 4. Team Eberle needs some runs here in the bottom of the 6th. Look at all those trees. Who knows, maybe Aspiration planted some of those for every run scored. They'll plant 10 trees this season. And a lot of these trees out here around the ballpark could have been planted thanks to one game. Earlier today, 13-8 the final score. Here's Haley Wagner. She says, no more runs, please. Don't want any of those. She's 1-0. And really the only issue for Haley here, she was so good. She was perfect through 3 innings yesterday. The long ball has been her kryptonite here in Rosemont.
And I like making this change to bring her in and say, hey, we're giving you your 6 outs. And go out, give us everything that you have. You don't ever want to tell a pitcher, like, oh, you got to keep the ball in the yard. We know when we're out there if we've given up a long ball or something's happened. We definitely know that we want to keep it in the ballpark. She should be pitching pretty good with a 4-run lead.
Sachel Palacios to lead it off just outside from Wagner, 2-1. That one's outside, 3-1 count for Wagner. Ask all these women how they train leading up to the season, how you train between AUX, and I asked Haley Wagner that the other day. She said as she's gotten older, it's been on more of when to train and how much to train, and about managing her training better. With her pitching and working out, she said she really ramped it up the month ahead of AUX. And her boyfriend, Kendall Patrick, who caught 2 years at Michigan, helped get her ready. When he could, he would catch her. That's a good idea by a pitcher. You marry a catcher. Perfect.
Makes sense to me.
Or you date a catcher, I should say.
Yeah. Makes your off-season training a little smoother.
There you go. Feebre's 1 for 2. Wagner spins one just outside. Saw Savannah Jaquish do the motion saying, like, she's doing that curveball. It's coming across there. Love the competitiveness. Right side. Jefferson takes care of it. Well, fans, it's time to earn points for watching tonight's broadcast. If you're an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen to earn points and move up the leaderboard. Make sure you download the app if you don't have it for some great content and experiences all season long. 6AUSBSF. There we go. Memorize it. Top of the order, Hayward. Victoria Hayward rarely is off balance at the plate, but she was right there. She said, my bad. Ground ball right side, Jefferson. Oh, great inning there for Haley Wagner, very quick. As we go to the 7th, 6-2, her team, Team Jaquish, leads it. Cuteness overload here in Rosemont. We've got real babies out there. We've got fur babies out there. Look at that. Look at how cute that is. He's got his harness on stuff too. Victoria Hayward talking about it too.
I mean, this is pure talent. Kidding me? Moose loves himself a puppuccino. Yeah, that's not easy.
Does he always do that?
He is a moose of many talents,
Okay.
but I've yet to see her tell me about his handstands.
I've seen puppies do that before. My dog did it one time when he was like 9 weeks old, and he fell over the top of his food bowl. And of course, I didn't get it on video, and I could not describe to my wife how incredible it was. So to see Moose do that, I'm happy. Is he nervous, or does he have any idea? 1-1 count to Jasmine Jackson from Alyssa Denham. Jasmine's in 20th. It's fouled straight back. And we'll do the research in the week. When we come back Friday, we'll have the biggest movers for you, because this week is not over yet. But one of those movers for sure this week was Haley McClenny, who entered the week in 37th place. A member of Team Mulipola. She was the second pick of Deja Mulipola. She went with Danielle O'Toole first, and O'Toole jumped a tremendous amount on the leaderboard yesterday and was helped by that today as well, her team winning. But Haley McClenny from 37th to 3rd on the leaderboard. Denham fielding her position well with Febri.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible, and it just goes to show when you are fortunate to be a part of those winning teams, but most importantly, when you're winning but also having really good stat performances. I mean, there was a string there where she wasn't out for 8 straight at-bats. That's just all points you get to add to your bank.
To see what these teams look like tomorrow, and we still haven't decided the top 4 spots. We don't know who the captains are going to be. I think we can certainly say Deja Mulipola will be one. We talked in the game earlier today, would Danielle O'Toole be available? Mulipola was 3rd at the end of week 1, which means she picked 2nd in the draft. It works backwards, 4 to 1, and then 1 to 4. So Deja took Danielle O'Toole 2nd overall. Rachel Garcia was the 1st pick of Kelsey Harshman. And when it came back to Deja, she went with McClenny. And I can't think of a better 2 picks to start things off. She also picked up Amanda Chittister, which might have been the steal of the draft, not being in the top 10.
Filler goes to get this off-speed curve. Anissa Ortez is exactly where she needs to be.
Oh, 0-1 to Janae Jefferson. RBI single and a run scored You get the feeling Janae's starting to figure things out a little bit.
And probably getting comfortable as well. There's just a different level of talent when it comes to playing professionally. It's not that you want to come into this league and try to be bigger and better, because that's not going to work. You just have to get accustomed to the pace of play. It's faster. The pitchers, for the most part, have good location where they're spotting their pitches. There's a lot of information out there where pitchers are going to try to figure out your swing and pick apart your weaknesses, and you have to be okay with the failure piece. Like I said, it just takes either one really good defensive play or one good at bat that can just start to get you going.
How much of the adjustment to the pro level is the mental aspect? Just the fact, I mean, for you as a pitcher, every hitter you face is probably an All-American, a Conference Player of the Year, first team All-Conference. This is deep right field. Rhodes makes the catch, and we will finish that question when we come back. Bottom of the 7th we go. Points on the line. Six to 2, Team Eberle. The game is still there. They need a big inning, but there's also 20 inning points on the line if they can score 1 run. Big week coming up Monday. That's a new draft. More AU action coming and new teams. 5 Eastern. Visit auprosports.com. Lacrosse begins on Thursday, ESPN2 and ESPNU. It's week 4. That is championship week for our lacrosse season. And then Danielle and myself are back for week 3 on Friday, ESPN2 and ESPN Plus. Who will we see? Carrie Eberle, Savannah Jaquish, Asia Mulipola, and Kelsey Harshman, the week 2 captains. It will be different in some fashion. Harshman has fallen out of the top 20. It was a tough week for them, and I think she had a good team. You're not going to have a bad team, but she had a good team, and you're talking a call here, a call there, and just somebody to close the door, and they could easily went 2-1 and not 0-3.
Yeah, I can understand why you would get frustrated when you're so close, but at times there's some stuff that's out of your control. I think they scored close to 16 runs in 2 games, and they weren't able to get a win, and that's honestly just not going to cut it. If you're scoring that many runs, you should be winning ball games.
Circle, you could hear her. I think she said, oh, right when she made contact with that. Big inning here for Haley Wagner and her team. They've already collected 40 inning win points. They could pick up 70 more here and take 110 out of a possible 120 in the game. Wow. And who would have thought Carrie Eberle's team, they swept Kelsey Harshman. They took all 120 in the first day, and we were kind of saying for the parity aspect of things, you almost need a switch. You need somebody else to step up and do that, and Kelsey Harshman's team didn't, which probably would have been helped the leaderboard stay even closer, but you are getting that flip. Jay Jefferson, a little off balance. 2 outs quickly for Haley Wagner.
Next up, the right fielder, number 6, Shannon Rhodes.
Well, we're coming to a close. Who do you like right now in the field? I mean, we saw some big performances. We talked McClenny. Who's standing out? Who do you think can make an even bigger jump, might sit at the top of week 3?
Well, McClenny, I think, is up there. Mulipola's just been consistent, obviously looking at her numbers. But even taking the numbers aside, like you just look at the first 3, they were all getting to hang out on the same team together. You're probably never going to get them all playing together again. As far as the pitching department, I know Sarah Gronewagen has been out for a little bit. Hopefully she'll be back next weekend because she is a big piece to the puzzle in her experience, and this would be her 2nd year with Athletes Unlimited. Danielle O'Toole threw very well over the course of the weekend. Rachel Garcia. So there's some of those pitchers that I think that are still going to go maybe 1st or 2nd round.
Curious, Rachel Garcia she's been picked first the first 2 weeks. It's hard to see her not going first because of the dual threat. there's also Danielle O'Toole has proven at AUX winning that inaugural season, and then this week that she is arguably the top arm at Athletes Unlimited. It's her last season. She talked to us earlier. The headspace she's in right now, just kind of relaxed, at ease with her decision to retire. Maybe you have to think she definitely is going in the first 4 because she's not going to get past Deja Mulipola. Just outside, you can hear Gwen Svekis encouraging Haley Wagner. This is hit pretty well. Jackson going back to the wall, and it's gone! Shannon Rhodes just kept rising and rising and gets out of here. That's a 20-point swing for the team and a 60-point swing for Rhodes.
She's making a hardcore push for herself to be one of those top picks. I mean, defensively, no doubt, but to be able to step up, this is a good piece of hitting. This is a backdoor curveball that's on the outer part of the zone, has enough power, uses her lower half. So good. It's gotta feel good. I'm gonna give a little love to the chair chat. I think we maybe gave some good vibes. And I'm not sure that we've said this, but a big hats off to our camera crew and our whole crew. This has been a whirlwind of a weekend with weather and rain and 95 to 100 degrees. So we appreciate you guys. I hope you know that.
That's gonna do it. Team Jaquish will take the 50. They would have liked 70, but they'll take the 50 for that. A nice job by Shannon Rhodes to help her team out, give them 20 extra points. And Savannah Jaquish hopped her way up. As you see, Eberle will slide around her momentarily. Those were the inning points. And Savannah Jaquish will jump up there in a tie for third with Amanda Chittister when these points are delivered. What a weekend we just had.
I mean, if anything stands out to me, it has to be the defense. I think it is. We got to see some remarkable catches that maybe over the course of the last couple of years, we only got to see maybe like 3 or 4, but we saw a bundle of them within 2 games. So how cool has that been to be able to see these women in their element, lay it all out on the line? It's been a really fun weekend and a first weekend back for me, so it's been enjoyable.
There you go, and there's those plus 50s. Ocasio back into the top 10. Flippin in 7th, Jaquish in 3rd, Nichols in 5th. There are still MVP points. This doesn't necessarily tell you who the captains will be. We have to wait for those MVP points. You can do that at auprosports.com. For Danielle, Lori, Key, Michael, CJ Botita, John Tackett, our entire crew, I'm Chucky Kemp saying so long. We are back next Friday here in Rosemont.